My name is David Adams, the Richland County Treasurer and Tax Collector. And I'm here to give you some information about our coming tax sale on December 5th and 6th at the Township Auditorium, so that you have a better idea of what the process is and how to get through it as smoothly as possible. The only way to sign up as a bidder at this year's Richland County tax sale is online. You must do it before November 28th, and you can do that at www.richlandcountysc.gov and find the treasurer's page, and you will be able to go on there, fill out all the information that you need to, and from this point forward you will be able to pick up that information, your bidder packet and all the information that you need at the township on the morning of December 5th. We generally start the tax sale about 10 a.m. in the morning, and we begin and we go through that day and start the next morning again about 9 a.m. Until about 2. So just for planning your time, that is when we will be there at the tax sale. We do put things in numerical order at the tax sale, and so when you do get your list, you'll be able to identify oh, well, I'd like to bid on number 22 or number 222, so that you'll kind of have a feel when you get in and start seeing how things move through the tax sale. You'll get kind of an idea of when the properties that you're interested in will be coming up for bid. When you come to the tax sale, there's a certain process that has to be followed during the auction. First, the property is going to go to the sale. The opening bid will be the delinquent taxes plus the current taxes. So if last year's taxes were $1,000, this year's taxes are $1,000, then the opening bid will start at $2,000. At that point in time, we'll open the bidding at $2,000, and people can bid on it in increments of no less than $100. So it'll go up in increments of, you'll see sometimes it'll go up in increments of thousands of dollars, but never less than in $100 increments. And you need to be ready, because if you do bid on something at the tax sale, you must pay the full amount of your bids if you bid for more than one property by the end of the tax sale. So the end of business on Tuesday the 6th, and it must be in cash or in certified funds. And so we really need you to know, because this is a buyer beware situation. You have to know what you're bidding on. We get so many instances where people think that they are bidding on a house and they get it for $5,000 and then realize that they bid on the ditch next to the house. That is not something that we can fix for you. You have to know what you were bidding on, because it is your obligation to pay at the point that you have said that you would. And we don't know what you were bidding on. We just know that there are taxes that are still due from the previous year and must go through the tax sale. If you fail to pay, a bid, there is a $500 per property fine plus court costs that we will ask you to pay. If you don't, then we'll take you to court and have to do it that way. You cannot pick and choose your properties. You can't say, hey, I bid on 5 properties, but I only want 3 of them. It's all or nothing. If you are going to bid at the tax sale, you have to pay all of your bids, or you get none of your bids. And you would be banned from future tax sales if that's the case. It's normally a slow process at the beginning of the tax sale, as everybody gets kind of used to how the bidding works and how the calls work and how the sheets work. But after that, it goes fairly quickly. If you are the successful bidder at the tax sale and you pay the bid as required, you do not get the property. Please understand, you do not get the property. You must wait what we call the law calls a redemption period of 365 days, in which the defaulting taxpayer still has an opportunity to pay the back taxes plus interest to you on your bid. You may not contact the property owner. You may not go on the property. You may not do work on the property. 90% of about 80% of these properties redeem. They pay their taxes and the interest. About 5 to 10% can be voided because of technical issues in the research process. And about 10%, a little bit more than 10 to 15%, will actually change hands at the end of the process. So please understand, it's very likely that the property that you bid on will generate you interest, but you will not get that property. And if that's the case, you certainly do not want to make an investment or harass a legal owner of a property because it could cause you problems in the future as well. So please just remember that for 365 days you are entitled to the interest when the person redeems the property, but you have no rights to that property at all. It is required by law, and sometimes this is a sticking point, but it is required by law that you produce the receipts that you received at the tax sale when you pay for your bid. We need that receipt. If you do not have your receipt, we do have to charge $50 to get a replacement receipt, and we also will have to get all of your personal information as a bidder again. And so please do make sure that when you do come, you keep hold of that receipt as a part of your business packet for Richland County. If you are the successful bidder on a property, you are entitled to the interest on your bid if the person redeems the property. The way that interest is calculated is that if you bid let's just say $10,000, the state law is set up where you will receive 3% the first 3 months, 6% the next 3 months, 9%, and then 12% in the final quarter of the year, if the person redeems. And therefore, if you had bid $10,000 on a property, you'd be entitled to $300 the first, $600 the second, and so on. The only time that changes is if the opening bid is less than the interest that you owe. Okay, so that you can never make more in interest than what the opening bid is. So if it was a $600 opening bid for that tax property that you bid $10,000 on, you're never going to get more than $600 in interest on that. Also, if there is a technical issue, if for some reason the deed had changed, the notifications for the mail had gone incorrectly, or we have to void that tax sale because we did not properly notify the delinquent taxpayer, you will only get the daily bank interest when we void that tax sale, because no one's paying the interest. The bidder no longer has to redeem the property. Therefore, you will get the interest that we got from the bank while we held that money.